Why hello there, welcome back you guys. We made it through another year. You know what that means. Tier list time. Let me just say you guys, I think this year we filmed a lot of bangers. So I think there's gonna be a lot of A videos, a lot of cinema. Well, cinema has to kind of be exclusive. There will definitely be a lot of A videos though, I think. So let's just jump right into it. Getting the YouTuber bug. Okay, so to start the year off, we had Ultimate Food Fight.
That was a close one, dude. Oh, shoot. Go.
This is an A video to me. So this video is a continuation of our Ultimate series. Same basic concept. Somebody says they're better at something than someone else, and then it results in a long fight. This one was pretty special because we got all of our friends. So it's me, Logan, Evan, Adon, and Jordan. And we're all in that video, and that's pretty rare for all 5 of us to be in the video, as we've come to find out. Not much more to say. The ChatGPT video. Wait, did I mess up? Did I read your line on accident? Okay, so this one's I'm gonna put in C. It was when ChatGPT was fairly new, so it was unique at the time, but now, like, when I think of 2023 videos, I don't really remember this one a whole lot. But I am stoked I got to work with my old childhood friend, Mitchell. We hadn't done a video in so long, and we used to make videos all the time, but he kind of fell out of making videos, and it was super cool for him to come through and just film this one. It was kind of like I was brought back to all those memories. I love the video for that, but overall it's an okay video. The WEEZER video. Where are you going?
Therapy.
This one's a no-brainer, like it's gonna be in cinema. Little backstory, and I'll get into it when we come to another video. This video was not intended to really be a MATTYAM video. For speech class, I had to make a persuasive speech, so I persuaded people why they should listen to WEEZER. And one of the things in your speech had to be, you know, you had to get outside sources, like a testimony, like talking to people. So I use this as I think it's called a lay testimony. It's like someone you know. So this one was my dad, and I thought it'd be funny to do a whole like skit about living with a WEEZER fan, me. And that video did really well. I remember in class showing it and everyone was just cracking up, and then everyone kind of remembered my speech because of this video, and that made it pretty special. And then my teacher asked me to do something about my speech, which I'll get to later, but that video was fun. My dad is a really good improviser actually, because he came up with a lot of the lines. I would give him kind of ideas, but he really took it to the next level. The Unemployed song.
By company policy, you have to give a 2-week notice, or else if you just quit, your life will be ruined. You'll never ever get a career anywhere else. You'll never make anything of yourself, Matthew.
Okay, this one's gonna be controversial maybe. Earlier this year, I was getting tired of my current job. I decided to find a new job, and I did. And that job really sucked because the hours were gonna be awful. I went back to my old job, which I'm still there, and now it's better because I got a good schedule now because I wanna focus more on school and not work as much, so that's what I'm doing. During that 2-week period, it was super rough on me. Just to paint you a little picture, there was one day, I think it was March 24th, I don't know why I remember that day. I went to school in the morning, went to the new job, and then that night went to my old job. So that day hit me hard, but I will say during those 2 weeks, I got amazing sleep. After all that had happened and like I was going back to my old job, I took 2 weeks off just doing nothing. I was on spring break, so I didn't have school 1 week. And I decided to make this song. I was just sitting on GarageBand, I made a little loop, and then I just decided, let's tell that whole story through a song. And that was the Unemployed song. It's not my favorite video. I don't know what it is. It's just, to me, I made that in like, I think 6 hours. I was just chilling in my room, just coming up with rhymes and like thinking about what happened next. So to me, it's kind of like, I don't know. It didn't seem like I really tried, but I don't know. A lot of people like it. The Peaches drum cover. That bottom B, maybe. It's funny, all the music stuff's going in like B. This one, not much to it. It was just me covering Peaches on the drums, but it's funny because like there's no drums in Peaches, so I made up a whole drum part. There's really not much to be said about this video. Kind of lazy in my opinion, obviously, because I just filmed it in like 2 minutes. The WEEZER speech video.
It's pretty dirty looking, right? I mean, the glasses and the bomber jacket. Couldn't be me.
Top of B, even though it's not really a video. I almost put honorable mentions again this year, but I did not because I felt like that would have been the only one. Okay, so going back to the WEEZER dad video. What happened after my speech that I gave in class, last day of class, my teacher came up to me. She's like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how willing would you be to give that speech again? And I said, 10 out of 10, right? Like, I thought it was just like a fun question, like 10 out of 10, I'll do it. And she's like, okay, so there's this event. And I was like, oh no. But she's like, no, it's super low key. Like, you're just you would give your speech in front of the other speech teachers. You know, they're gonna pick one person from their classes too. And, you know, people's families will be there and you just give it again. And I was like, oh, you know, that sounds fun. It's pretty small. So I said, yes, I'll do it. I actually gave the WEEZER speech in front of my school. I will say, I think mine was the funniest because everyone else's was, you know, informative. I think there were some persuasive, but they were like serious topics. And then I go up there and say, this is why you should listen to WEEZER because they're the best band ever. Like, I went up there and did that. It was super successful, but I will say, like, I'm glad I went, I think I went like second. I'm glad I went then because some people had some like really serious topics. So it would have been really bad to like have a super serious speech and then some kid talk about WEEZER. Because yeah, some of them were like childhood trauma and like all that, and one of them got really dark, so I'm like, I'm glad I didn't go before them because I don't know, just the dynamic would have been so like off and kind of weird. But yeah, I had a blast giving the speech. Somehow this year is the year of WEEZER. I just made so many WEEZER jokes. I have no regrets though. Like, I hope one day I will meet WEEZER just through these videos and these jokes. But yeah, that'd be great. That was a super great opportunity and it was so fun to get up there and talk about WEEZER. My Home Alone vlog. I'm actually gonna put this bottom of A. I had a ton of fun doing this. I have no idea why. Like, I'm not gonna do vlogs as a main thing, but my parents were away for their anniversary and then my brother was gone. So it was just me in the house and I decided to make like a vlog just showcasing what I would do that day. It was super fun. Like, I don't know why. I just like narrated what I was doing and like had fun just filming it. And I read my Letterboxd reviews. Those are still coming in, so you can still follow me on Letterboxd at MATTYAM. Shameless plug. I took inspiration from Ryan Trahan and then Seth Everman, who doesn't make videos anymore. That's that. Yeah. That was a cool video. The chicken video.
So is butt just the way of saying fat for Romans?
I think this one goes without saying. Like, what was I thinking? It was kind of just a joke. Me and Logan and Evan have always wanted to make a video of Evan just talking and eating chicken, and that's exactly what we did. It doesn't compete with the other ones. I mean, it's not great. I think it's a half-hour long of just Evan talking. We took inspiration from, there's a video on YouTube. It's just a voiceover, some guy pretending to be Thanos, and he's on his lunch break explaining what he's gonna do. So that was our inspiration there. There's not much to it. It's just Evan literally eating a bucket of chicken. The drum battle video. I put this top of C. The drum battle video, me and Luke, who's in that video, he's a longtime friend of mine. We were in drums together, like that's where we met. So we wanted to make a video because he was back in town from school. I didn't really have anything, I just had a rough outline. Like, we were like, well, maybe we could like tier list something because we both like tier listing and we're both drummers. So I was like, well, maybe we can do a drum battle video. He's like, that's cool. But this one's just us playing drums, which is not bad. I mean, it was fun. I've always wanted to kind of do a drum battle video. Amongst the others, like, it's kind of another one that's kind of forgettable that I posted this year, but we had fun filming it. Oh, the Grimace shake video.
Is it because he's purple? No, it's not because he's purple. It's
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Did he have some of the Grimace shake?
He did. He drank my Grimace shake. I think this one belongs top of A and might even make cinema at the end. So with this one, this was really funny. Like, this is obviously when the whole Grimace shake thing was going on at McDonald's and people made those videos that they were like dying from it. We never actually got a Grimace shake. We went, the day we were filming this, we went to McDonald's and the Grimace shake was just out, and then we looked at other locations, they didn't have it. So we had to make our own because I had seen a video on YouTube, like how to make your own Grimace shake, and it's only like 4 ingredients, so there was a Target right there. We ran in there, got the stuff, went home, made the Grimace shake. That's that. But the funny thing with this video is obviously Armando is down for it. Armando's pretty much down for any video I throw at him. And he's like, yeah, that's cool. And then he came up with the ending. He's like, we should remake that McDonald's burger that we did years ago, and that's the cure. And I was like, that's fantastic. Like, he's like, if you want to make it a whole MATTYAM like universe, MATTYAM lore, I was like, that's great. Let's do that. The zombie was supposed to be my friend Mikey. I think he'd be fine if I told this story. I hit him up and I was like, hey, like, I have a video idea. It's with the Grimace shake, and it'd kind of be like a Last of Us thing where, like, you know, there's an infection with people who drank the Grimace shake. You'd be a zombie, you'd attack us, and like, how does that sound? And obviously over text, that sounds really, really stupid. And I'm not saying the video is not stupid, but over text, it sounds overly stupid. And so he texted back, he's like, that idea is not great. Like, that doesn't sound good at all. It was just really funny, and I was like, hey, fair enough. Like, over text, yeah, it sounds awful. And so I hit up my friend Landon. He was the only one that was free that day. I was like, hey man, do you want to be in this video? And I told him the premise. He's like, absolutely. Drove out to my house and he came through, and I don't think that video would be what it is without, you know, Landon and Armando. Like, we had a great cast, even though it was just 3 of us. He completely owned it, and like, he came through as a zombie. So thank you, Landon, for coming through. That was awesome. That video is super fun. Like, I think everybody expected like, oh, it's a stupid Grimace video. They're gonna like overdo it, and like, it's just gonna go with the trend, but it's kind of different. I didn't really do that. It's a different approach, just us improvising, and it's a super fun video. I love that video. So the MATTYVERSE video.
Who are you guys?
We're
Matthew.
Friends.
Okay, this one is going in cinema. I love this video. What happened with this video, or how it came to be, was I went with my group of friends to go see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and highly anticipated sequel. Everybody loves it, even the critics. And then I go to watch it and I'm like, that was okay. And all my friends were like, what is wrong with you? Like, that film was amazing, and like, your movie opinions are trash, Matthew. They always trash on the film major. I was trying to find a video we could all do because, you know, there's some new faces in there. So I came up with this idea that the universe breaks because I didn't like that film and everyone else did. That's what this video came to be. And there's a lot of funny stuff with this video too. Like, Armando's brother Tony came through in that video. I don't think he really wanted to, and I was on the phone with Armando, and then he put Tony on, and I like begged Tony. I was like, you gotta come, please, man. Like, we were supposed to have some more people, but they couldn't go, and I was like, I need you, man. Like, it'd be awesome if you can do it. And then he did it. And I was super impressed with his acting. Like, he was a blind character and he did it so well, and he was funny. And I was like, this guy is awesome. And now he's a regular on MATTYAM. Another funny thing with that is one of the girls, Dom, she is the superior version of me, or Andrew. And that's a bit of an inside joke, the Andrew thing, because I met her and her sister and her sister's boyfriend. And then I think I like went to the movies with them, and then I went again, and somewhere in there, like, her sister didn't know my name, or like forgot it or something, and thought my name was like Andrew. And so I remember hearing that, and then we made this joke that Andrew's just like a superior version of me, like has good movie opinions and is just an overall better person than me. I still haven't found him, but we decided to use that in the video, and that would replace me in the universe. So that was a cool little inside joke that we brought to life, and that video is fun. I jumped out of a tree, and I'm pretty sure I still have a scar like on my side. So yeah. That's cool. I have that forever. Oh gosh, the obsessed fan video.
Hi, who are you?
I'm your biggest fan.
I think this one goes behind Food Battle. This video, oh my goodness. This video wasn't even really my idea. It was Mott, or 69SLV on YouTube and Twitch. You should follow him. He texted me one night, I was at work. He's like, hey, I got this video idea for you. And I was like, oh, let's hear it. And he's like, okay, so imagine you have an obsessed fan and he just keeps like following you and like, you know, is just obsessed with you. And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. Like, we should do that. The first person I thought of was Tony, because Armando has been in a lot of videos and Tony had only happen. And one, I called Armando again one night. I was like, hey man, Mott has this video idea, like there's an obsessed fan. Would Tony be interested in being the obsessed fan? Because when I was in high school, I'd run into him and he'd always be like, is that MATTYAM from MATTYAM Productions on YouTube? Like every time he just gave that intro. Tony's like, yes, I'll do it. I got Mott to come because it's like, it's your idea, you should be in the video. And he's like, great, I'll do it. Oh my gosh, if any video this year has the perfect casting, it's that video, because Tony actually creeped me out in that video and he just made me laugh so much. Like we would be filming and we'd do a bit and I would break and I'd say, you know, cut, let's start again. And Tony would keep going even when the camera was cut. Like off camera, he was still being like an obsessive fan and he was just in character. And it was creepy, but like so funny and just like, oh my gosh, like he absolutely nailed that part. He owns that part and like he still will make jokes to me about being like an obsessed fan. Good job, Tony. You've successfully become an obsessed MATTYAM fan and creeped me out to this day. I'm just kidding. He's a great friend. The dark side of MATTYAM.
MATTYAM, the world famous and wonderful YouTuber, is not such. He is, that's right, a huge, huge meanie pants jerk.
It's definitely like top A. This video is probably my most talked about video of the year, but it's because like everyone I know is in it. So the idea with this video is a lot of people who meet me are like, Matthew, you're like a really nice guy, you know, like I bet you nobody like dislikes you, you know. I know that sounds like I'm like almost narcissistic, like you're great, Matthew, you're fantastic. But I swear people say that about me. And the idea behind this was like, oh, there's obviously gotta be, you know, some dirt people can get on me. And like, obviously a lot of it's exaggerated. I got Luke's brother Grant to like, kind of like host the whole thing. Yeah, I literally hit up everyone I knew and I was like, hey, do you wanna be in this video? You can do it from home. Or what I would do is if we had a shoot going on, like for example, the MATTYVERSE shoot, after we filmed that, I pulled them aside. I was like, hey, can you do this side video for me? Just like roast me, whatever. And then the rest was kind of from Grant's perspective on the phone, like found footage of me just doing stupid stuff or stuff that's like controversial, but then it's obviously misinterpreted. It's a good video. I love everyone's creativity, the people who roasted me. But that's a lot of people's favorite from this year, I think, because, you know, everyone's in it. I cry every night from it, though. The Ordained Minister video. I'm not pounding it, okay?
Okay. You don't have to. You know why? Because God pounded it.
I'll put it behind Unemployed. So the way this came about is we were having a late conversation at my house and then Logan was telling me, you know, he's like, yeah, my dad's wedding, like I'm gonna be the ordained minister. And I was like, you're not an ordained minister, like that's not possible. He's like, yes, I am. And I was like, there is no way. And then he showed me this whole website where you can get ordained in like 2 minutes. You literally put your email in and like your name. It's insane. You can actually be an ordained minister. So not only can he do weddings, but he could run a church service, which should not be allowed. He could run a funeral. He has power for no reason. Completely free, but he decided to pay $40 just so he can have official certificates to say he's an ordained minister. That just blew my mind. And the conversation was funny because obviously it was late at night, so I'm losing my mind, I'm tired. And it's true, so like, you know, we wanted to do something with it. Unfortunately, we didn't know any like animators, or like that would have been funny. And then I was like, well, what if we did it like Drunk History, but they just lip sync, you know, whatever story is being told from someone else's perspective. And he's like, yeah, that's great. So I got Armando and Jordan to do it. They both nailed it. Armando took so long to get the words down. He was literally sitting there, like when he's not on camera, he was sitting there with his earbuds in and I sent him the file and he was just listening to a certain part like on loop just to get the timing down. Jordan did a really good job. He got a lot of the gestures and stuff like right on time. That conversation is 100% real, not scripted. But yeah, that is so wild that he's an ordained minister. I still can't believe it to this day. The WEEZER video part 2.
Ready. WEEZER is wiser. Aren't you a fan?
I think I will put it right here. So this one was super fun again because I was like telling my dad, I was like, we should do a follow-up video. At first he's like, no, you know, it's kind of been done. Like, I don't really want to do a sequel. But then I let it sit and then he's like, we can, you know, try. And I said, okay, we can try. And if it isn't up to, you know, what you want it to be, we'll completely cut it. That video was a lot of fun again. I think he came up with like probably like 80% of that video is like his ideas. The only thing I really came up with was the drum part where he's like just playing a basic beat and he's like, look, it's Island in the Sun, or like Buddy Holly, I forget which one he says. Yeah, he knocked it out of the park again. I had a coworker come up to me at work and he's like, Matt, I didn't know you could like yell. Because I'm like a pretty quiet person, funny enough. I have a soft spot for the ones with my parents. The found footage video. Okay. I'm gonna put that right there. I always wanted to do a Halloween ghost hunting video, like for years. I'd always had it in my mind, but I just never got around to it. Me and some friends, we went to LA to go look at a school. Obviously we got a hotel room and I was like, oh, do you guys wanna do it? Like, we don't have to, like obviously. And they're like, no, that'd be super cool. And like I said, we can film it like found footage. So I would just hold the phone and like, you know, show that. And they're like, yeah, that's great. We did that. We came up with it that night. It was fun. I mean, it's pretty funny at some points. It was a fine video. It's not bad by any means, but you know, it's whatever. The film major. What the hell's the difference between a film and a movie? Film is a piece of art. It was crafted from pure intelligence and great imagination, and it's art. While movies are made out of pure dog crap. That one will go right there. This one, I don't really know how it came about. I think I just hadn't posted a video in a really long time and I was like, I kind of need to. I remember the Wes Anderson trend. I think that happened this year. And I was like, that'd be super cool. Like, I'd love to make a YouTube shorts on it. I never got to it. And then Dom's sister, Cam, she was like, oh, I challenge you. You should make like a silent film. I was like, yeah, that's super cool. Like, I'd be down to do that. But I'm like, when could I like ever do it? I forget how it happened that I just thought of like, I could play like an overly critical film major and thinks he knows everything and has done some stuff like in his own work. And then I could do the silent film, I could do the Wes Anderson trend. And then the story swaps at the end with music majors because music people can be just as annoying as film people. And I remember my dad, after it came out, he's like, so do you just like hate yourself or something? Like you're the film major and then you're a music guy too? I was like, yeah, it's a constant battle. The yellow shirt.
Mom, is this really necessary?
Well, yeah, I think it is necessary since you didn't learn your lesson when you were 5 years old.
But 10 times, that's a little excessive, don't you think?
It's like level with WEEZER. I think it's like same level. I think you could interchange those two and it'd be fine. But the yellow shirt, I kind of took the same formula as the first WEEZER video where it's like a mockumentary in a way where like different stuff is happening and then it cuts back to an interview. But I had this idea to do it with my mom. There's a lot of truths in that video. Like for example, my mom did have a yellow shirt and I would often get in trouble when she wore it just because I would start acting out for some reason. I don't know what it was. It was just something with that yellow shirt. So like that's true. My mom did make me write, I will not tell mom no 10 times because I did tell her no one time. I don't exactly remember what it was for, but that is true. And then the whole leftovers bit, that happened, but that happened with my dad. I didn't eat my leftovers. And so I remember he kind of got mad at me and then wouldn't talk to me. So I remember I walked up to him and I wrote that note and just walked away. So there's a lot of childhood trauma in that video. But no, that was super fun. I don't get to film with my mom a lot. So that was a fun video we did and it allowed me to be brought back to getting in trouble. Catching Santa Claus. I think I'll put that one right there. So this one came about, I think September. I kind of came up with the idea because on the podcast, me and Logan were talking about it, which by the way, we haven't done a podcast in a long time. I came up with all the little bits like, oh, you know, we'll have someone eat cookies and then they were laced, so they die. The next scene is just them getting buried. Santa Claus will beat us up and we'll just ask for the most, you know, ridiculous things ever. Yeah, that's how that video kind of came about. And then I kind of did what I did in Dark Side of MATTYAM, where I reached out to people. I was like, you want to be in a video? And obviously a lot of people came through. I was supposed to have more, but I blame that on me because I didn't give people a whole lot of time. I've kind of been lazy this break, just kind of been taking it easy. I didn't get a whole lot of people, but that's okay. It still worked. And yeah, that video was fun. Adon was supposed to be Santa Claus, but he had to leave early, so Evan just played multiple characters. I think he plays like 3 characters in that video. It's great. But yeah, there's not too much to that video. So let's reorganize a bit, shall we? So we'll put I'll put that in cinema. I'll even put Dark Side in cinema. I think that'll do it for the tier listing. Like, I literally just moved 2 things, but there's the final tier list. Thank you guys for the constant support. I really appreciate it. We had a great video year. I have a couple planned already, like I have 2 kind of MATTYAM videos, and then I wrote a script for another short film that I think is on par with The Farm. So I hope that gets done next year. If you guys, as always, want to tier list your own MATTYAM videos, although nobody ever does, I will put the link in the description so you can do so. Not much to be said. Thank you guys, and let's keep going.